What's up, everybody? It's Rob Lawrence, VRA Realty Alliance, based out of Westchester, PA. Today I'm going to talk about how to guarantee appraisal without it costing you more cash at closing. This is a cool strategy you can use because a lot of sellers want a guaranteed appraisal right now with rising prices. I'll talk a little bit about what appraisal is, why people want it guaranteed, and then how to structure your deal so that you win the bid because you've guaranteed appraisal and it hasn't really cost you very much or created much risk for you. All right, let's get into it. All right, let's talk about what appraisal is and why it exists. So there's a bank loaning you money and they don't want to loan you $500,000 on something worth $100,000. So if you got a house and you want to buy it for $100,000, the bank doesn't want to loan you whatever amount of money you're borrowing unless this house is actually worth $100,000. They send an appraiser goes and looks at it. Appraiser's looking at what comparable stuff in the neighborhood is sold for before. So same square footage, same number of bedrooms, same lot size, as close as they can get within the past 6 months. They're going to look at that and say, hey, we've got all these house sales at $80,000. We're only going to appraise at $80,000, which in a normal market, it's not that big of a deal. But in today's market, with the prices rising so fast, a lot of stuff is missing appraisal. So sellers want a guarantee from the buyer that, hey, if this appraises at $80,000, I want you to cover the gap for me. I want you to give me an appraisal guarantee. All right, so that means you have to come up in cash with an appraisal guarantee. So let me explain how you can guarantee appraisal without having to come up with more cash and minimizing your risk. Now again, you're not sure that the appraiser is going to miss, but it's a risk to both sides. And if it does miss, then there's a negotiation that needs to take place, and the seller doesn't really want to have that negotiation. All right, so let's use our example of $100,000 here. So say you're buying for $100,000. And your down payment is going to be 20% down, or $20K. Now you're in a competitive situation, so you want to guarantee appraisal. Let's say we want to do a $10,000 appraisal guarantee. So under this scenario, we're going to borrow $80,000 from the bank. All right, so we're going to borrow $80,000. Now, let's say that the appraisal comes in at $90,000, so our appraisal guarantee kicks in. So now the bank says, hey, wait a minute, I'm only going to loan you on this property if it's worth $90,000. So it comes in at $90,000. So instead of, having to come up now with 20 plus 10 to get to 30 and then borrow 70 from the bank, you restructure the loan so that you're going to do a 10% down payment instead of a 20% down payment. So now we're going to put $10,000 down. All right, so we got $10,000 down and then $10,000 appraised. So that's going to be 20. And we're still going to borrow 80. So it's really the same thing if you think about it. The only difference is you may have some mortgage insurance if this clause kicks in, which is going to increase your payment slightly. Now, it depends on your credit and how much you're putting down. Now, the only time this doesn't work if you're doing the minimum down payment. So if you're going 5% conventional or 3.5% FHA loan, then this is not going to work. And again, you can also double check with your mortgage broker, but this is the best way to structure it so that you're guaranteeing appraisal, but you're not having to come up with more cash to close. It's the exact same as it was as you're doing 20% down, except now you're doing a 10% down loan with a $10K appraisal guarantee. All right, everybody, I hope that makes sense. I hope that helps you win the deal that you want in the house of your dreams. If you have any questions, let me know. If you're looking for a great realtor in your area, I know people that understand this concept and can get you in the house that you want to be in. All right, please feel free to reach out if you have any questions.